Hey y'all, today we're talking about chapter 6 of The Slight Edge, so let's get started. So chapter 6 is titled Don't Fall for the Quantum Leap. And if you guys are not into science or anything like that, basically the quantum leap is when you go from one thing, surpass everything else that needs to be overcome in order to get to that destination. And Jeff Olson is basically saying avoid instances where it might seem like where you want to go or what you would like to happen. It involves just a quick step that doesn't involve you of doing anything, any type of work in order to get to where you want to go. And to be honest, a lot of us are guilty of that because we think that in order to get to where we want, we can just surpass everything else and just jump over all the little tricks and tribulations and different steps to get to where we want to go. In reality, the things that we go through in order to get to where we want to go are the things that we actually go back and look at and wonder, or those are the things that eventually makes us who we are in the long run or makes us a better person. So of course I share with you guys some text that usually jumps out to me during these chapters, and hold your horses because it's kind of a lot with this one. It's more than the other ones, but they all come together, they all have the same theme, and they all remind you of what taking the little baby steps really mean in the long run. So we're going to start with page 82, right in the middle of the page, and it says, in some more shocking news, your ship's not coming, it's already here, docked and waiting. You already have the money, you already have the time, you already have the skill, the confidence, you already have everything you need to achieve everything you want. You just can't see it. Why not? Because you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking for the breakthrough, the quantum leap. You're looking for the winning lottery ticket in a game that is not a lottery. I mean, to be honest, a lot of us go through life thinking that it's just chance or it's just luck, or we just believe that, we're not good enough and actually do not strive to be better because we simply do not think that we're good enough, so we don't think that we should strive to be better, which is kind of sad that some of the most advanced social human beings go through life thinking that they're not good enough and that the little steps that are needed to get to where they need to go are too hard, and they give up on themselves. So Jeff Olson reminds us that life is not a lottery. We don't just go and do our chances, pay money, and just hope and pray that one day we'll hit it big. Life actually takes time, it takes patience, and it takes active work, which is why you can't just sit around and expect things to happen, because obviously life doesn't work that way. Then we go to page 83, which is, I touched on this very often talking about this book, but on page 83 he says the problem is that in our culture we're trained to think we can skip over the middle step and leap directly to the plant to harvest. We even have a term for it. We call it the quantum leap, and it's complete utter myth, or as I like to call it, instant gratification. Then if we go to page 88, at the very top, he says every January in every gym across America, hundreds and thousands of people start over in a process that they will soon quit, and the only reason they're going to quit is that they haven't set themselves up with the right expectation. They aren't looking for incremental progress, they're looking for results that they can feel right now. They're looking for a breakthrough. They do not have a whisper of a chance. Easy to do, easy not to do. Some people quit at the effort and then go on to live their lives in quiet desperation. So that goes back to instant gratification. We know exactly what he's talking about every January. What happens every January? A new year starts. What happens when a new year starts? People make New Year's resolutions. They make promises to themselves that they will carry out for the entire next year, and 9 times out of 10, these New Year's resolutions turn into 2-week promises, and by the end of the month they either given up or they've modified that resolution, which is nothing wrong with modifying your goals, especially if you feel as though you put too much on you to try and do your goals for your New Year's resolution. If you feel like it's better in increments, then that's different. But he's talking about something totally different. He's talking about the ones who make New Year's resolutions and they make this big goal and they expect for it to happen over the first month, and they don't put in any small steps in between that goal in order for them to get there. They just just think that's supposed to happen, that they're supposed to just leap into success, and we all know life doesn't work that way. Then at the bottom of this page, which I didn't put into a quote overlay thingy for this video, but he expresses some of his experiences when it comes to health and fitness, and how people make fun of him because of the small things that he does for his health and his fitness personally. And I can relate to that. I meal prep every week, and sometimes it's not the most appetizing thing in the world that it looks, and sometimes it doesn't look like it's enough food, and I get a lot of slack from some coworkers and peers and stuff because of the way that I eat and the way that I meal prep and stuff like that. However, these small increments are the same things that would possibly or most likely help them in their fitness and health, but they don't think that these little small increments will actually help them because they don't want to do them. They just want to leap into success, when I rather just take the small steps into success and enjoy the process and actually learn something while I'm going through. Well, who will come up to me or ask me and say, how have you been in such great health for your life? And I'm just like, I make these little steps in my diet and my fitness so that way I can stay healthy. And some people don't see it that way. As Jeff Olson said in this book, some people see that his good health is by accident, and it's not. It's on purpose, and it's with discipline, and it's with small steps that you take every day, that you do every day, that becomes everyday skills, everyday thinking, and it becomes second nature, which is why it's very important to break things down into small steps to get to where you want to go. Going off topic a little bit about health fitness, one thing, just a good relatable thing with this is with school. I'm pretty sure this happens with a lot of people, and I figured out a way for it to work for me. A lot of people who are in school and balancing a 9 to 5, they know how hard it is trying to figure out how you can put your schoolwork and your extra time where it doesn't make you feel overwhelmed. And how I do is I break everything up into increments. I look and see what is due at the beginning of the week. I break it up into little parts so that way by the end of the week I'm done. And it's the same thing with everything. Any goal, any paper, any task, renovations, anything, break it up into small increments, be disciplined with those increments, and before you know it, you'll be at your goal, and it becomes second nature, and that's how you'll figure out how to get things done in your life. And lastly, on page 89, Jeff Olson writes, our society is sliding rapidly into ever-increasing economic crisis of poor health, stemming from an epidemic of adult-onset diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and a slew of other chronic illnesses that have steadily fed a monstrously overgrown healthcare system, tax system, and social security system. Now I have a lot to say about this, but I'm just trying to keep it a little kosher. The healthcare system is one of the biggest scams in America. There, I said it is one of the biggest scams out here, and it's because they prey on the fear of people failing at their health to make a profit and benefit of putting them on these medications for the rest of their life. They put you on these medications for the rest of your life with other symptoms and side effects that is caused by these medications, so that way they can prescribe you more medications in order to manage these side effects. And it is very sad that we as a society would rather take these medications and deal with all this nonsense than actually taking the steps of being healthier or fitter. And it's because, as he stated many times in this book, it is most likely because of these small principles that seem very minute to people because they don't see how it can benefit them in the future. And it's because it doesn't give you that instant gratification feeling at the end of the day. You won't feel the instant gratification by the end of the day. You might actually feel it by the end of the week, by the end of the month, but you won't feel it at the end of the day. And some people are very impatient, and we're so in this busy 24/7, have to have it now, have to see it now. If I don't see it, it's not there. Society. And hopefully our mindset would change about that, because the more that we become dependent on other stuff besides ourselves, the more that we lack as a people and lack to be able to think for ourselves, to make ourselves happy and to be the best that we can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter as much as I did, and I can't believe we're almost done this book. So yeah, and I will see you guys next time for chapter 7.